The cost of living in the UK is not accidental. You know, it doesn't just accidentally happen. You know, prices go up for a reason, and they go up. Everything is planned. Everything is planned by the government. They know exactly what they're doing. You know, when the electric and the gas started shooting up in price, it wasn't down to greedy like companies, it was down to the government adding on more tax. And it's a way of controlling people. It's a way of controlling how people live. They don't want people to have luxuries. They don't want people to have loads of savings in their bank accounts. They want to control people. They want to control people so people will work until they're 67 or 68 years old. You know, most people will have to work until they are 67 and even beyond that. You know, everything is going up for a reason. All these countries that go to war, Iran, like Trump, going to war. He knew that the price of oil would go up. He knew that the Iranians would take advantage of this. He knew exactly what was going on. They say it's all about the stopping Iran and the nuclear, but it's not that. You know, it's about controlling how people live. They want the price of oil to go up so they can control people. You know, we live in a society where, you know, people need to work. They want people to work and they want people to pay loads of taxes. That's all we pay in the UK is tax, tax, tax. They want to tax people up to the hilt. They don't want people to have money. You know, even now, if you've got savings in the bank, you know, they're taxing people on that. They're taxing people on everything in this country, everything to get money back. They don't want you to have money. They don't want you to be free to do what you want to do. Yeah, there are the elite, there are the middle class and the higher classes who have got money, who control businesses. You know, they have to be allowed to have some luxuries. But the working class people, we are slaves. We are slaves to society. We are working until we drop. They don't care, you know. Look at the health, like people getting dementia and Alzheimer's and other like life-threatening illnesses. They get terminal illnesses. This is all planned, you know. They know exactly what's going on in the government, you know. This isn't just a conspiracy theory, this is the truth. You know, we are literally slaves to society. Unless we break free, unless we find a way out. And hopefully that's what I will do. I don't want to work until I'm 67 or 68, work myself to the bone. Well, I can't even hardly walk because my muscles can't take it anymore. I want to break free from this, like, break free from these, like, ties, from being tied to this country. What do you think? Please subscribe to my channel, Vlogging in a Trilby. Everything that goes up in this country is all planned. It's planned by the government. They map it out. They know exactly what they're doing. Food prices, fuel prices, energy prices. They want everything to go up. They don't want people to have lives. They want people to be controlled. So you just about pay. You're going to earn that certain, like, national wage. It's just enough to live on. They don't want you to have luxuries and money. They want you to live just to that hilt, to that limit, so that you have to go to work the next week and the week after that and the week after that. They want you to be controlled. It's all about control. You know, and they bring all these people in. They put them in hotels. They want them to feel welcome. So once they start working and paying taxes, if they do, then it's money in the bank for the government. You know, they don't care about, like, what's going on in this country. It's all about controlling people. It's about people being slaves to society. We may not be in chains, But in a way we are, because we are like, we have to keep working. You have to keep working to survive, to pay your rent, to pay all your bills. No, I may not be an educated person. I find it hard to put sentences together. But I look outside of the bubble and I see what's going on. And, you know, and I don't want to be part of this, you know, where we are like tied down by tax, payment. And if we don't pay it, we can get into serious trouble. You know, I don't want to be like this. I can see outside the bubble and I want to be free. I want to be free from this.